guys, I am outside my local Anthropologie. We're gonna go in and do a little bit of shopping, but not because we're gonna buy anything. We're gonna check out what sort of cute stuff they have, and then we're gonna DIY it for cheaper. Let's go. I noticed when I walked into the Anthropologie was all of the beautiful pillows they had, and then I immediately saw the big huge price tag on them. These throw pillows are $68, $78, $98, some of them were $130, and I couldn't believe how expensive they were for throw pillows. Mind you, they're very pretty, but I knew we could DIY them for more affordable. And so the pillow that I decided to recreate is what they call the Nadia tasseled pillow. We're gonna do the rectangle one, which retails on their website for $78. But I was able to DIY it and create basically the same thing for under $20. So often the most expensive piece of creating throw pillows is getting the pillow form. But my tip for this is to just scour your local thrift store and find a pillow in the shape that you want to. Make sure that it's in a pillowcase that has a zipper so you can just remove the pillowcase and then you have the entire pillow form inside. I found this big huge rectangle pillow at my Goodwill for $2.99, and if I were to buy a pillow form for this price, I probably would have paid quadruple, if not more, the price of that. So next I need to create a new pillowcase to put on top of my pillow form. I bought a piece of plain white linen at my local Joann Fabrics. It was on sale when I bought it, so I got about a yard for only about $10. And then there's a couple of ways you can go around making the pillowcase, but for this one I wanted to sew it, and lucky for me, my mom was visiting this weekend, so I used my mom card to get her to help me with this DIY. So what we did is took our pillow form and laid it on top of the piece of linen and then folded it over the top. So then she sewed 2 of the 3 open edges together, and on the open end, she folded the edges in so it was a nice clean edge and sewed those over. So we had the folded edge, 2 sewed edges, and then 1 edge left open. Next, we just painted the 2 stripes onto the front of the pillow to match the Nadia pillow. And then I just created a bunch of black tassels, which we actually use in another DIY from today's video. Then it was time to sew the tassels on. So on the edge that was already closed, we just went ahead and sewed the 5 tassels across the edge. On the side that was open, we went ahead and put the pillow form in and then sewed that edge closed as we sewed the tassels on. And then that's it. The pillow was complete. I could probably give this a good little steaming to get a few of the wrinkles out. Besides that, I think it came out really, really great. So much more affordable than buying the $78 one. The next thing that caught my eye that I knew I could DIY for a lot more affordable is some of the baskets that they sell at Anthropologie. So we're actually going to DIY 2 of them. The first one we're going to DIY is this tassel basket. They had a tassel basket just like this one for sale on the Anthropologie website for $52, and it was about a fraction of the size of this, about half the size of this basket that I made here. I went to my trusty Goodwill to get the basket, and I was able to score this big, huge, beautiful woven basket for only $6.99. Then I just needed to make a ton of tassels. If you've never made tassels before, it is really simple. All you need to do is start with whatever color yarn you want to use, and you're going to create a ton of loops. So you can either use the width of your hand. I wanted my tassels a little bit bigger, so I found this handle on the side of one of my serving trays to be the perfect size. For these tassels, I actually did 30 loops all the way around. Then just taking a small piece of yarn, you're going to feed it through one end and tie it off so you have the loops all secured. Taking one more piece of yarn, you're going to just tie off the top piece to create the little bubble at the top of the tassel. Then once you have all the tassels, all you need to do is feed the tie off 2 pieces of yarn through the top of the basket. Push it through pretty much wherever, depending on the type of basket. They're always woven, so there's going to be some sort of opening. Just push it through and tie it into a double knot on the inside to secure them all into place. And then that's it. This was so simple, so affordable. You could do it on so many different types of baskets and save yourself a ton of money compared to the Anthropologie one. The next basket that I wanted to recreate is the one that I have sort of sitting right back there. They had one on the website called the Perth Basket, where it sort of has macrame yarn on the top of it. And the one that they sell on the website is much larger than the one I decided to do, but I saw this little basket at my local Goodwill and decided it would be perfect to do the same sort of style. So for this basket, you're gonna need to do a little macrame, but just very basic macrame. It's super easy. So first we're gonna prepare the basket. I'm gonna cut out a few rows of the waving of the basket to make it easier for me to feed my yarn through it. So first I'm gonna cut out the very topmost row, and then about halfway through the basket is where I want the tassels of the macrame to be, so I'm gonna cut out that row as well. Then you're going to start by cutting pieces of yarn that are double the height of your basket, and then folding them in half. You're going to string them through the top row that you cut out, feed the ends through the folded piece to sort of secure into place, and you're gonna do this all the way around the top of the basket so that you have a ton of tassels hanging down. And now it's time to macrame a little. What we're going to be doing is combining 2 tassels together. So you need 4 strings for each macrame knot that we're going to make. You're gonna start with the leftmost string, and you're going to fold it over the other 3 strings just to sort of create like a triangle sail shape. Then take the rightmost string, you're gonna pull that up over the sail and then tuck it under the 2 middle strings and pull it up through the middle of the sail piece. So now you sort of have 2 sails. You'll now have 2 ends hanging out each side. So with your fingers, sort of hold the 2 middle pieces and pull the 2 side pieces out. And you can sort of pull it up as far as you want. I want this one to start just below the top of my basket. Then to secure this knot into place, you're just gonna do the same thing going backwards. So now you're gonna take the rightmost piece, you're going to make a sail across the 3 strings, pull the leftmost string out and over, tucking it under the 2 middle strings and then pulling up. This will secure the knot into place. Then you're just going to complete this step all the way around your basket. When you get to the second row, you're going to do the same exact thing, but now you're going to use alternating ones so that you create a diamond shape. You're going to take 2 tassels from one knot, 2 tassels from the other knot, so that they connect together and create a diamond shape. How far you go down will depend on the size of your basket. Mine was not a very large basket, so I went down about 3 rows altogether. Then I just tucked the ends back through the holes I had made in the basket where I had removed that middle row and tied those off to secure. Now it's time to add the tassels, and I actually found that this would be easier if I removed 1 more row. So I went in with my scissors and just removed the next row of basket weaving underneath. We're just going to take pieces of string, fold it in half, and we're going to thread them through the basket, pull them back through the other side, and then take the tails, putting them through the fold and securing into place. The last step is finishing off the tassels, so just using some scissors, I'm just gonna trim all the tassels so that they're nice and even. And then on the Perth Basket from Anthropologie, they had the ends of their tassels kind of frayed out, so I'm just going to take each piece of yarn and sort of pull it so that it becomes a nice frayed look. And then that's it. This basket is complete. Definitely looks like a more expensive sort of artisanal basket, but it costs only $5 to make. All right, the last DIY that we're going to do is to recreate this beautiful mirror that Anthropologie has on their website called the Paradiso Mirror. It came in round, it came in small squares, and then it came in this large oval shape. And the large oval one retailed for $498, but I was able to recreate it for under $30. So obviously you need to start with getting a mirror. You certainly can buy craft mirrors, but they can be a little bit pricey. So I suggest, again, going to your local Goodwill or thrift store and seeing if they have any good mirrors. I was able to pick up this oval one, which was the perfect shape, matched the one on the Anthropologie website exactly, and it was only $9. So a total steal compared to even just basic craft mirrors. The good thing about this is that it also came with wooden backing already cut to match the shape of the mirror, so mounting it on the wall will be a total breeze. Next, you're just gonna pick up a bunch of fabric flowers. I suggest going to like the Dollar Tree or Walmart for these. I did sort of look around at all of the flowers to try to find ones that matched the one on the mirror. So I went for sort of smaller, flat ones, a lot of leaves. So if you've never used fabric flowers, you can just pop the flowers off each of the stems. So go ahead and pop all the flowers off. I sort of laid them a little bit around my mirror to decide which ones I definitely wanted. And then we're just going to spray paint these gold. Once your flowers are dry, I suggest going in with a paintbrush and just a little bit of gold paint. Just because of the way that fabric flowers are, they kind of fold over and lay on top. So sometimes you can't get every little crevice with spray paint. And you want to make sure your flowers are completely gold to get this look. So if you need to, go in afterwards with a paintbrush to just sort of get every little crevice of your flowers. Once they're dry, it's time to assemble the mirror. So all you need to do is pop the mirror out of the frame. If you're buying one from the thrift store, it's important to make sure that you're buying one that can come out of the frame. So definitely something to look for if you're thrifting your mirror. And then just using a hot glue gun, I'm going to glue these on. I would sort of lay them a couple how I wanted and then glue them in place and just work my way all around the mirror. I also pulled up the image of the Paradiso mirror that I was recreating to get inspiration and make sure I was getting the same sort of look and effect. That's basically it. Glue all the way around, making sure you're covering up all the edges of the mirror, and then that is it. I think this came out so good. The other cool thing about buying a mirror at the thrift store was that this one is aged, so I have those sort of cool vintagey age spots on the mirror, which I think just adds the entire look. So all I need to do now is just add some picture hanging wire to the back of it. I actually thought I had some in my craft supply drawer and I didn't, so that's why I don't have it hanging for today's video. But if you've never used it, it's just a wire and you nail or screw them into the back. That's why the piece of wood here is so important. And then you can just hang it up like a regular picture. I think this is kind of the winner of this video just because the original one was so expensive, but you're able to do it for so much more affordable. And it was really a fun project to do too. All right, that does it for some of my Anthropologie decor that I was able to DIY for a lot more affordable. Let me know in the comments down below which one was your favorite. Also, if you recreate any of these or anything from any of my other videos, make sure to share with me on Instagram. I actually have an Instagram stories highlight right on my Instagram profile where I sort of share out anything that you guys share with me. But that does it for today's video. I had a lot of fun with this DIY, so I hope that you enjoyed. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching today's video. I truly appreciate it. As always, I hope you're having a fantastic day, and I will see you all in my next video.